What tool now allows you to run tests without writing a single line of code using a new Chrome extension? Want to discover a shocking way to learn JavaScript? And how do you avoid DevOps burnout? A surprise answer will be revealed. Find out the answers to these and all other full pipeline DevOps, software testing, automation testing, performance testing, and security testing in 10 minutes or less in this episode of the Test Guild News Show for the week of August 21st. So grab your favorite cup of coffee or tea and let's do this. This episode of the Test Guild News Show is sponsored by the awesome folks at Applitools. Applitools has a visual AI validation testing tool that's a must-have for any automation project, but don't miss it. Check out yourself with their free account offer by clicking on the link in the comment down below. And while you're there, why not leave a comment, subscribe, and get alerted every time we release a new episode. First up, automation news. Did you know a new release of Cypress was released last week? What does it include? Let's find out. All right, this is by Philip, and he mentions that Cypress 10.50 is now out and includes Angular component testing support, flaky test indicator in Cypress app, Vue component testing scaffolding, Sci state deprecated in favor of Sci current subject, and also lots of bug fixes. Thank you once again, Philip, for this information. So in order to scale any automation, I've always found one of the biggest bottlenecks is environments. So if shared environments are holding your testing back, I have a cool webinar that's going to go over how a company implemented Playwright with a solution that's going to help scale up your environments and manage all this for you. Let's check it out. So this webinar is going to cover an overview and benefits of on-demand environments, how Tiled used Uffizi and Playwright to improve productivity, live demo of Tiled.com's Uffizi environment, and a whole bunch more. I really like real-world examples of how companies or people implemented different solutions to come up with a great way to help with their company and teams. And here's another one that you can definitely check out. So definitely register for that as well in the first link down below. Well, I haven't had a Follow the Money segment in a while, in a few months here. So here's an article, Follow the Money, on a new announcement of how Mobot just raised $12.5 million Series A funding to help engineering teams test and ship better products in an increasingly complex physical world. If you haven't checked out Mobot, it's a really cool, unique solution that was actually created by Eden based on or inspired by her own frustrations as a product manager doing way too much manual tapping on phone tablets. So if you're into robots, if you're into automation, this solution actually will automate your mobile experience testing using a robot to actually physically interact with your tablets and phones and other devices by tapping on it to give you a real world experience of how a real user is going to interact with your device. So if you have mobile devices that are really critical to really emulate what a user is doing, the only way to do it is if someone's actually clicking on it. This is a cool solution that's going to help you automate that. So definitely, once again, check that out and let me know what you think. So I'm actually running an online event. It's tomorrow night for myself, but if you're in Australia, it would be the morning. It's the Future of Testing APAC, which is a free virtual event dedicated to promoting excellence in quality engineering. And as always, Applitools has a fantastic lineup and a lot of great sessions that you're going to get a lot of benefit from, like how Hamlet applies to quality strategy, testing code without running it. We have an expert panel on does UX matter in testing, automation testing for web application development using Adobe, automating the real user scenarios using multi-apps and multi-devices, your future in testing, quality engineering, doing less, do more, and stay relevant. And it's always a fun time for me. And Applitools really knows how to run an awesome event with a lot of great giveaways, cool prizes, and a lot of engaging content. You don't want to miss it. If you haven't registered, definitely register once again in that first link down below. So I saw this next news article in multiple places, and it's a new feature by CircleCI that allows you to use drag and drop configuration for your DevOps workflows, which seemed kind of cool. So I thought I'd share with you. So let's check it out. So it's a new drag and drop configuration tool called the Visual Configuration Editor for developers, aimed at making it much easier for software engineering teams to orchestrate their workflows visually. And this Visual Configuration Editor is an open source drag and drop node-based graphical editor. It's designed to allow software engineers to lay out configurations for the automated processes that aid in developing, testing, and shipping software faster with higher quality and fewer faults. So it seems like a cool initiative. It's open source, so there's no reason why you shouldn't check it out. CircleCI, I've heard a lot of good things about it. So if you haven't used it, if you are using it, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment down below. Do you want an online event that caters to things that you're struggling with automation? That's why I created Automation Guild, and I can't believe we're a little over than 6 months away from the 7th annual online event. I've been doing this since early 2017, way before all these other online events came on board. And the way that makes us unique is we're independent, and two, it's a guild event. It's attendee-led, so we need to hear from you what you want at this event. And the way to do that is to fill out a very quick survey. And so this survey right here is only like 7 to 8 questions. And what this will do will help us find out what topics you want to know about, what you're struggling with. We put a call for speakers up with the topics and titles that you're looking for. The way we know that what you're struggling with is filling out this survey that we do every year. Really would appreciate your help. So definitely check that out in the first comment down below. And look forward to hearing what we can do to make an awesome event for you. Do you know you can now run Nightwatch tests without writing a single line of code with a new Chrome extension? Well, according to David Burns, you can. Right, David made this announcement a few days ago. So this Chrome DevTools recorder is a tool which will allow you to record and replay test actions directly in the browser and also export them as JSON. And it also allows you to measure test performance using this approach. You'll also see step-by-step how to record a test with the Chrome DevTools recorder and also how to export the recorded test. Definitely a cool initiative by Nightwatch, so definitely check it out and let me know what you think. Next up, performance and site reliability news. Do you know how I learned how to program? I actually started my career as a performance engineer using LoadRunner. But LoadRunner had an editor, and the editor actually accepted valid ANSI C programming. So what I did is I got some books on like the Absolute Programmer's Guide to C, Programming in ANSI C, and I just wrote that in the LoadRunner editor, and I was able to run it, see the output, and then able to incorporate it with my automation performance testing scripts. So I always thought this was a cool way to learn programming, actually using it in a real world scenario. We're using the tool already. And so I found a unique article that does the same thing, but how to learn JavaScript through load test scripts. And this is by the folks at K6. It's by Matt. He goes over how to actually learn JavaScript using K6. All right, and this article goes over how to get started, what the setup is, how Matt approached learning JavaScript as well, some tasks and solutions, the base script to use to get started. And he goes over a bunch of different tasks and how he implemented this. So it's about 8 different examples, and then he goes over what he learned. So definitely a cool way to learn JavaScript. If you want to learn JavaScript, if you want to learn performance testing with K6, here's a unique opportunity to do so. And you can check it out once again in that first comment down below. Next up, security testing news. So this next article comes your way via Tanya Janka, who is one of my go-to resources for security. And it's a link to a post that she found on a lightweight approach to implementing security software development lifecycle. So this article actually goes over different approaches that go over how to reasonably implement a secure software development lifecycle as well. So the article goes over what is a secure software development lifecycle, the different phases, technical design, reviews, threat modeling, a bunch of different steps to follow, different phases, third-party dependency scanning, penetration testing. So this is chock full of security testing awesomeness, so you definitely should check this out. How can DevSecOps curb burnout among app devs? This next article actually goes over this. The security industry is a pressure cooker. Teams race to get apps ready for the marketplace, often having to make difficult, time-consuming decisions that hurt security in the process. And obviously, the result is constant stress for those who work in DevSecOps. So what is one way to combat burnout? Well, the importance of automation. Everyone knows how I love automation. And this is what I love about this article is how it goes over how automation shines by handling some of the more tedious security processes that a lot of people have been doing manually that actually burns them out. And though automation doesn't help with everything, it does help with some of the more tedious tasks. So if you're not using automation in its security, you definitely should and should check out this article as well. And for links of everything of value we covered in this news episode, head on over to the link in the first comment down below. And while you're there, make sure to check out our sponsor, Applitools' free account offer and discover how to take your automation testing to the next level, leveraging visual AI. So that's it for this episode of the Test Guild News Show. I'm Joe. My mission is to help you succeed at creating end-to-end full-stack pipeline automation awesomeness. As always, test everything and keep the good. Cheers.